Welcome to CS 1401 Video 12.1, which introduces the process of testing computer programs. Software testing is the process of analyzing software to detect the differences between what the program should do, its specification, and what it actually does. Software testing also enables developers to evaluate a program's features, such as its user interface. Testing is an integral part of software development. It's something that should be done throughout the entire development and maintenance process. Testing is part of the software engineering process of verification and validation, called V&V. Validation answers the question, are we building the right product? In other words, does the software we're delivering do what the customer wants? More specifically, does the software meet its specifications? Verification answers the question, are we building the product right? In other words, does the software work like we expect it to? Were there mistakes in programming that are causing the software to produce incorrect results? The verification phase of software development includes systematic testing of whether the program obtains the right result for its possible input values. Once software goes live, the users of the software will test it exhaustively through their use of it. So we'll want to catch as many of the software's problems as possible before we deliver it to the customer or before we put up our web page. Otherwise, we'll get unhappy customers, frustrated users, and maybe even more serious problems. As computer scientists, we have an ethical responsibility to avoid harming people. Here's a tragic case in point. A programming error in a machine that was supposed to deliver therapeutic doses of radiation led the machine to deliver lethal doses. More thorough testing would have greatly reduced the chance that the system would kill people. Here's another case. A computer that controlled artillery strikes when it booted up defaulted the target location to its current location. This faulty design killed American soldiers. Again, more thorough testing might have caught this problem before it was too late. At the start of this course, I noted that computer science is about doing things with information in ways that are correct, efficient, usable, secure, and economical. Testing plays a key role in determining whether a program is correct. While theoretical computer science helps us understand, for instance, whether a program's algorithms can be guaranteed to terminate in an acceptable time, testing can tell us whether, in practice, the program runs acceptably fast. If you have to wait 10 seconds for a character to appear every time you click on a keyboard button, or if you have to wait 5 minutes for your spreadsheet to sort some data, then you're likely to be frustrated. Testing also plays a big part in making sure that a program's user interface is usable. If you take a course in human-computer interaction, you'll learn how to conduct and analyze the results of usability tests. Testing also plays a key role in assuring software security, complementing theory-based approaches. You can learn about this in a course on computer security. In this class, we'll concentrate on testing as a means of assuring correctness. In particular, we'll look at ways of generating different input values so that we can check as much of a program as we practically can. I say practically because for even small programs, the number of all possible test cases can grow impossibly large. For example, if a program sorts an array of 100 numbers, even if the set of numbers was always the same and just their order differed, complete testing of every possible case of the different orders would require something like 10 to the 157th power different test cases. And if the array had different numbers too, then the number of possible cases would be effectively infinite. And more complex programs with lots of different inputs would require correspondingly more complex sets of test cases. As developers, we want to minimize the costs associated both with software failures and with testing. So our goal is to find as many defects as possible with as little testing as possible. In other words, we want to choose test cases that have a high likelihood of uncovering the faults that are the most serious and the most likely. So just how do we choose a good set of test cases from the vast number of possible choices? Well, that's what the next two videos are about. I'll discuss the two basic approaches to software testing: black box testing and white box testing. Black box testing of software focuses only on the outputs generated in response to selected inputs and execution conditions, and ignores the internal mechanism of the system. It's called black box testing because the tester can't look into the box to see how the program works inside. White box testing of software takes into account the system's internal mechanism. It's called white box testing because in this case the tester can look inside to see how the program works, and the tester can choose test values accordingly. So in the next video, I'll look at black box testing. See you shortly.